You will never amount to anything. We shall see, brother.
Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? This is Zen from Zen World, and I hope you're having a great day. So recently, we got a trailer for Guilty Gear Strive, which is an upcoming fighting game by Arc System, for the release of a character called Nagoriyuki. So we don't know much about the character, but what we do question is, who is Nagoriyuki? And just talking about, let's get into the aesthetics first. First of all, he's a very tall, muscular man. He's dark skinned in terms of him being a black man, and he has on a trench coat, and then he has on another lower kind of coat under, right? So in terms of the aesthetics and just going along with some of the features of the character, he does have dreadlocks, which is amazing and pretty cool. And when we start to get into his eye color, just looking at his facial structure, he seems to have blue eyes, and with the addition of his jacket, right? So when we look at his jacket, he has a kanji on it. I think it's kokoru, and it means heart, right? Which is pretty cool. Not too sure if that has any significance to his character, but that's what we know about it so far. And as when we start to get into the lower jacket, one of the lower jacket has another sign that basically says "Get out." So I'm not too sure what that is, but it gives relevance into the heart, and it also gives relevance into him being a person who doesn't take, for lack of better words, right? So if we kind of combine the two of heart and get out, we could see that he's a balance of a character, right? Meaning that he has heart, but at the same time he's a person who won't take anything, right? In terms of his weaponry that he has, now he has two swords. One of them is the Odachi. Now we're going to get into kind of his fighting style and also his weaponry in a later video. But Odachi is a type of Japanese sword that was used in feudal Japan, right? During warring times itself. Now it is a very long sword. It's not a short sword in itself, right? And then the other sword that he has is a katana. That's both of them are automatically linked to some kind of mechanical feature to the side, right? So that's pretty cool in itself. Now, in terms of the character, when we watch the trailer, we do see the character have some kind of mechanical formation that covers his face as a helmet or a mask. And then he's able to deactivate it at will, and then it goes into the, I would say, the upper portion, the lower portion of the head, and the upper portion of the spine, right? So we're not too sure if it emerges from the spinal cord area or it's just coming from the head itself. But what we do know that is pretty damn cool, right, for the character himself, right? Now, just a little bit more tidbits. Now, I did say that he was pretty tall. He has dreadlocks, he has blue eyes, and he has two swords. The Adachi is a gigantically long sword. But what do we know about the character and personality himself? What we do know is that he is a noble vampire. Yes, he's a vampire. Nagoriyuki is a vampire. Now, when you watch the trailer, it doesn't seem like he's a vampire, but you'll see some type of inclination for his sword, right? Now, while he does have an Odachi, you'll notice that in the trailer itself, it starts to flare red, right? As if it's given off a bloodly lust, right? So he is wielding an Odachi, but it is a blood-sucking Odachi, right? Meaning that it does look for blood, right? Which is pretty cool. When you're thinking about specific characters and like vampires and things of that nature, usually you're looking for a character who has like sharp teeth, and at the same time they're a character that is always lusting, right? But when we look at this character, Nagoriyuki, he seems very balanced. He seems like he has that zen, like he has that balance. He probably does has his cravens, but he's trained to overcome them. And at the same time, he has this sword that will do pretty much all the work for him in the sense of the bloodlust and the blood sucking and things of that nature, right? He's an amazing character. Now, even though we're getting to know the character, we don't know that much about him, but what we can surmise from the aesthetics and in terms of his character, that he's a noble character who's trained really hard, right? How do we know that? Okay, there isn't a story synopsis yet, but when we combine all the elements in terms of how he's wielding, what he's wearing, what he stands for, in terms of the jacket and lower jacket that surrounds his legs, is that he's one of those noble samurai that has come through the process of circumstance. We don't know if he was born a vampire, and we don't know if he became a vampire over time, but we do know that he's a damn cool character, right? The trailer itself gives just real relevance to a cultural fusion, right? And what I mean by that is he's a samurai in itself, right? I'm not too sure if he identifies himself as a samurai, but they are taking inspiration, which we'll talk about in another video, from someone who utilizes the skill sets of a samurai. But he's a tall, strong black man at the same time. So that combination together just makes a really awesome character that I think a lot of people are looking forward to using in terms of when it comes to a breath of fresh air in a character, right? So I'll be doing more information about Nagoriyuki. Next episode that we're gonna do is basically on his fighting style, right? So we don't know the exact name of the fighting style, but what we do know is the weaponry that he does use and how that's been used in feudal Japan, and also even to this day that there's practice of these skill sets, right? Such as kendo and the art of the samurai. So yeah, let me know what you think about this character, Nagoriyuki, and if you're excited for him, drop a comment so that we could jam out and talk about this character, right? This is Zen from Zen World saying peace, love, and prosperity. If you're enjoying the content, drop me a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video with like-minded people, and I'll catch you all later for the next one. Take care, everyone.